What up, YouTube? This is Nate from Thriftdweller, and welcome to my 2021 office/game room tour. We're going handheld here, nothing too fancy. Just wanted to kind of give you an overview because I've been promising people for months, if not over a year, for this. So let's just go in. I'll do a quick 360 of the room. My Star Trek. I'll give you a quick 360 of the room, and then we'll go more in depth as we go along, I guess. This here is the computer setup. This is the main heart, I guess, of the office. Yeah, I call it my secondhand computer desk setup because everything here is either on sale secondhand or given to me for free. But yeah, that's that. Over here in this little nook, I just put my computer chair here. But this, I'll show you this in more detail after, but this is like the PlayStation area. PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. Up here we just have some factory sealed graded video games and the tall boxes from the PlayStation era that don't fit anywhere. And kind of mixed up here, this is like the box Nintendo, Super Nintendo, N64, Super Famicom area. And there's some junk down there. Like I said, I'll go more in depth with that. Over here, you got the Banksy decal. I'm very happy with this. I think it's a little too shiny personally, but I like, it just makes sense for what we do here on YouTube. All right, and the view from the desk here, the heart and soul, the laptop. I don't know what it is, Pentium, or it's a i7, something or other. It was future-proof 5 years ago. Now it's just substandard, I would say. Almost time for a new one. That thing's been dropped many times. We have the Kotobukiya collection here and the Breath of the Wild collection up there. These shelves are always kind of flipping and flopping. Yeah, I'll go more in depth with this later. Here beside, let's turn on the lights. And beside the desk, we have the Detolf shelf from IKEA, housing some of my favorite collectibles. You got the first 4-figure Shovel Knight statue with the graded game over there. I'll go more in depth with this later. You got some Castlevania love on that shelf. Metal Gear Solid love in this shelf here. And at the bottom, you have 2 rows for Resident Evil. You have the chainsaw controller, graded Resident Evil 2. Factory sealed Biohazard Special Edition for the PS3 from Japan. And yeah, beside that, we have this area here. Ignore this light, that's so ghetto. We have this area here beside the shelf, the seating area, retro Mario pillows made by my mother-in-law. That's my childhood doll. It's not a teddy bear, obviously. It's Wrinkles. Does anyone remember Wrinkles? There you go. You got Donkey Kong there, Stuffy, because that is my jam. That's my son's when he was born. You know, the bracelet they put on you. If you can't tell, I'm a professional carpenter. Did anyone pay me for a shelf yet? No, but that's not the definition of professional. And this is actually backlit as well. Hold on. I'll turn it on for you guys. Bam. There you go. Look at that. So all my loose Super Nintendo games are in here. At the top, you got a couple Kid Robot Street Fighter items. Super Nintendo is like my favorite console, so that's why it's prominent here on display. And at the top, I know it's a mix match, whatever. It's a bunch of stuff that I call my nostalgia shelf. So things that I had growing up, things that meant things to me growing up, and gifts from friends are up here. I will be clearing this out a little bit in 2021, like as we go on in 2021. But like that was my first childhood Transformer 6-shot over there. That Mario peeking out, that was a gift from Canadian Zangief. These games here were a gift from Jazbo Vision. That's from my wife. My daughter's Vulpix. And a card that my daughter made for me working during these Corona times here. My childhood Super Nintendo box behind there. You can see I've been just layering stuff. I was actually able to piece that together from the thrift store, but we will go more in depth with that after. So beside this area here, some of you might remember this from season 1 of Thriftdweller, the PlayStation cabinet found at a garage sale. This will be going in 2021, later on in the year. So I'll show you that in case people are wondering. That's where I put my loose change. Anyways, yes, somebody purchased this, and we're going to be saying goodbye to it. So this room tour is like the final time you're probably going to see this. Next year's room tour will not have this. Above that, we have the first 4-figure statue from Majora's Mask. You got a factory sealed 3DS Majora's Mask, and my preferred 3D Nintendo 64 Zelda game. Yes, I like it more than Ocarina of Time. I just think it's more quirky. Beside that, we have the GameCube Collection. I'll go more in depth with that. These are just up here because I didn't want to leave them outside. All my handheld games are like out there in the darkness, but I didn't want to leave these there. So beside that, we have the loose Nintendo cartridge collection, which above that is like the Famicom games and Nintendo 64 collection. This really took a big hit because I did kind of trade up to some factory sealed games. And above that, 2 notable Nintendo games with some fun display things beside them. And again, we will go more in depth with that after. I'm going to sit down here. How you doing, buddy? Hey. Sitting down here, this is the view from the couch in the game room here. You can see this is the pallet wall I made a couple years back. You can find that on the channel. Back in Season 1, the official Nintendo sign up here. That's going to be going in 2021. Somebody has purchased that along with my PlayStation cabinet here. This bad boy. They're going to be going to a better home with other display cabinets so they can frolic and be free. This TV, oh, this is so old. My wife said I could buy one once this one dies. So I've been thinking of hitting it with a bat. Just kidding. But yeah, this TV is high scene. I don't know. This belt is not always here. I just need this as a prop for when I shoot videos for the greatest finds from the wild. This right now is being powered by the Raspberry Pi. Emulation, copies of games that I physically own. No more than that, okay, guys? Just in case you're wondering. The console cabinet, it's a little bit dark, but you know, you got the PlayStation 2, Dreamcast. These are all hooked up. Sega Genesis, Saturn. Really, I love that Saturn. Crystal Xbox. These two actually are not set up. They're just here for display, but I play all my Nintendo gems on there. And at the bottom, you have the GameCube and Jungle Green N64. But yeah, you know, I decided the CRT was not worth it anymore for me. I settled for this. I know there's lag and what have you. Beside that, you have the Sega Shelf here. Those belts are from our Extra Life charity fundraisers. But at the top, you can see there's the Dreamcast Collection. Do a quick overview there. I've had offers to sell that, but I haven't taken them yet. That's my Sega Master System, all from the thrift store. My box Sega Genesis collection, we will go in depth with that. This subwoofer doesn't work anymore. It's just kind of like a housing for my PSP charging station and my DS charging station there. And at the bottom here, we have the infamous Saturn. Sold one of my rarest games for this console this year, Burning Rangers. But we'll talk more about that when we go in depth here. And in the little nook, again, you have the PlayStation stuff here. I'll move this chair out of here for this time. There you go. In the nook here, you have... I'll show you this side of the wall here real quick. Goals for my eBay store. This letter, we did a retro video game convention with a bunch of talented people here in the city. And it supported a homeless shelter, which gave us that thank you letter. This was an afterthought. My loose Sega Genesis games. You know, I got some card things here. I have nowhere else to put it. So there you have it. That's the overview of the office. Star Trek. I'll show you that, actually. There's like a sensor here. So every time you walk by it makes the Star Trek sound. And with that being said, happy 2021, everybody. Thank you for following Thriftdweller for all these years. Wishing you and yours a happy new year, a prosperous new year. Be healthy, be safe. This is Nate from Thriftdweller. Peace.